A Northeast Ohio Health Department says its review of a buried landfill found no reason for further cancer investigation.
But families behind a self-reported map of more than 200 cancer cases say the reports from local officials are too narrow and leave too many questions unanswered.
In the final part of our three-part series, Peter Fleischer looks at what was studied, what was left out, and the messages from families as their fight for transparency continues.
Brian and Kelly Serio may never know what caused their daughter Lexi to develop cancer at age 6. The same rare disease that took her life at just 11 years old. What they can do now is fight for answers that could spare others.
If there is one thing I could do, it would be that no one ever has to feel this way again or survive this, because it was horrible. And I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy.
The Serios later connected with other Medina area families who'd faced pediatric cancer. Some of them asking whether a buried landfill nearby could be part of the problem. Among them, Molly McEwen and Ed Shatera.
I'm asking for someone to take it seriously and make sure these people are okay.
You're heartbroken. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can say. You can't hug it away. You can't kiss it away.
But their shared trauma isn't the only common thread. 3 News spoke with over half a dozen families who fought pediatric cancer. All of them, and most of a larger community-reported cancer map that contains over 200 cases, sit in the path where contaminated liquid used to escape the landfill. Better known as leachate, the water that moves through a landfill picks up chemicals and contaminants. Sometimes that includes carcinogens. And these families all lived downstream.
There's a problem. Not even necessarily blaming it on any one source, just, okay, this is not normal.
The Ohio EPA declined an interview request for this story, but did answer questions that I emailed. A spokesperson explained, because dangerous contaminants haven't been detected leaving the landfill at this time, only standard testing is taking place right now. Surface water, down gradient wells, and one stream nearby. The West Branch Rocky River, which has faced documented pollution for decades, is not included. The EPA also outlined 3 different tests it's requested to determine whether recent levels of chloride and sodium are related to landfill leachate. But a formal investigation has not started yet. Locally, the Medina County Health Department is aware of community concern. In June, the agency published 2 reports addressing cancer concerns and analysis related to the landfill. The Cancer Concerns report says that all methane issues have been resolved, and there's no indication that dangerous chemicals have migrated off the landfill. But it doesn't address other unresolved questions about how the agency gathered and reported cancer data and how they've collaborated with the EPA since.
This could have been a lot worse than I think it is. It appears to be that most of the toxic contaminants appears to be contained. However, this is an active system that has a potential that could contaminate down the timeline. Bringing transparency, sharing that data, and interpretations would be the ideal case.
The Cancer Analysis Report used official cancer registry data and found that 3 census tracts near the landfill were higher than both the Ohio and the national average, but still in line with the rest of Medina County. Its conclusion: no further investigation is warranted. But the study lumped all cancer types together. It also left out data from the area that has the highest all-cancer rate in the entire county, where many of the community-reported cases reside. The health department declined multiple interview requests for this story, but did answer some questions via email. At the time of this report, 3 News is still corresponding with the office, with some questions unanswered. But the department says it's spoken with families who have been willing to talk, and no further investigation is warranted.
I just want the truth to come out, and so we can try to end it.
Before you say no or we can't do this, go look into the faces of the people who are suffering through it right now.
Dr. Curtis did not analyze the data specific to this Medina area, but said from experience, sometimes listening is the most important first step.
If they really do feel that there is a problem here, it should be investigated. It should be looked at because everybody deserves that. Even if you cannot prove there's a problem, if people really believe there's a problem, then it's a problem.
The frustration isn't because families got an answer they don't agree with. It's because they feel the pursuit of the truth has been too narrow from the start.
Again, that was Peter Fleischer reporting. Moving forward, families in Medina say they plan to meet with an independent epidemiologist to explore why cancer cases appear to be elevated in some areas. Of course, 3 News will continue to follow the story, and our offer for a sit-down interview with the Medina Health Department remains open.